Hello Wargamers, exciting news today. We got some leaked images about the Mont'ka supplement and the Farsight Enclaves Decurion detachment, also known as the Dawn Blade Contingent, similar to the Hunter Contingent for the standard Tau Empire Codex. But yeah, so I wanted to go over what formations are in the Dawn Blade Contingent and kind of what the deal is with it. So you have to include a core detachment, just like you do for the Hunter Contingent, and that can be either the Hunter Cadre from the Tau Empire Codex or the Retaliation Cadre from the Tau Empire Codex. So that's a good way to get suits in as opposed to doing the standard type of Fire Warrior based Hunter Cadre. Then you can take a HQ unit, which can either be a commander or Farsight, and a unit of bodyguards, or you can take the 8, which of course includes Farsight himself. And then with every core you have to take at least one auxiliary, and if you do that, you get the command benefits of Ideal Mission Commander, which is the rerolled Warlord trait one, and then Killing Blow, which says at the start of each enemy turn, secretly record the identity of one enemy unit. At the start of your turn, reveal which unit it was that you picked. You can reroll failed to wound and arm penetration rolls against that unit for the rest of your turn. So, in comparison to the Hunter Contingent, you can't do the everyone that fires at the same target counts as a single unit for marker lights and stuff like that. You forego that, but instead you get the ability to reroll wound rolls and armor penetration rolls, which is in some ways a lot better, because the Hunter Contingent, if we are going with the interpretation that really only applies to marker lights, you can always add more marker lights. You can't add, no matter how many marker lights you have, you're not going to be able to re-roll to wound. So that's huge. That's really good. And yeah, and it gets better than that. So basically, I'm on the fence right now whether or not the Hunter Contingent is better than this or not, because the Dawn Blade Contingent has that really nice ability of being able to reroll to wound, and all of the component formations are pretty appealing. So there's not a lot of dead weight in the Dawn Blade Contingent auxiliary formations. You have a bunch of options here. You can kind of see them on the screen right now, but let's go over some of them. There's a formation that includes 1 Pathfinder team and 3 Strike or Breacher teams in any combination. And it has a restriction that each unit in the formation must take a Devilfish as a dedicated transport, so it's pretty pricey. It has a special rules Precision Guidance. All units in this formation that are shooting at enemies that are within 3 inches of an objective marker can reroll fail to hit rolls. And then Tactical Surge in their first turn or in the turn that they arrive from reserve. All vehicles in this formation are fast. So that's decent. It does help out with getting breacher teams to their target, especially if you're looking to push them off of objectives. However, that's still 4 Devilfish. So what? 320 points of Devilfish at least. So there is a fair points investment in that, and I think that's a big downside of this formation. I don't think it's going to add a lot to most army lists. The next one, 1 unit of stealth suits, 3 units of crisis suits, and 1 Riptide unit. No restrictions. It has the special rules of locked coordinates. The stealth battle suits and the rapid insertion force must begin the game deployed on the battlefield. The rest of the force in the formation must be held in reserve and arrive via deep strike. Any crisis or Riptide suits in the formation that choose to deep strike within 6 inches of the stealth unit do not scatter, but count all their weapons as twin linked in the ensuing shooting phase. So that's pretty good. It allows you to have the Farsight Warlord trait without actually having to have Farsight in all those units, which of course would be impossible. And then they also are count as twin links. So you have a fair number of shots, and that really reduces the marker light demand of this unit as well. So and you don't have the burden of scattering, so you can really lay on the fusion blasters and the close range weaponry like plasma rifles and not worry about scattering. You can really put on the hurt with a tactical insertion of these guys. And of course, with Riptides, one of the concerns of deep striking them, right, is that their base is so large that you're likely to scatter and mishap. That's alleviated with this. Well, that's removed with this formation, so that's pretty good, especially if you're planning on bringing crisis suits and a Riptide unit and stealth suits. Anyway, stealth suits are really the weakness of this. You have to take them, and if they are killed, then you are not capable of performing the lock coordinates maneuver. So really, if you are bringing stealth suits, you really have to be careful about protecting them. And part of the appeal of this formation is being able to get your suits in nice and close. But if your stealth suits are nice and close to the enemy, they're probably going to die. So, in theory, this is really nice, but it is probably going to be hard to pull off too. So, pluses and minuses. Formation of 3 Pathfinders and 3 broadside units. This one's kind of cool. It has special rule dedicated spotting teams. Basically, you double the value of any marker light counters on this formation, or placed by this formation's Pathfinders if they're being used by the broadside units. So, if you land 1 marker light hit, it counts as 2 marker light hits if it's being used by broadside. And that's good. That's better for that's probably better for the heavy rail rifle teams, just because a lot of things are going to be getting armor saves from the high yield missile pods, and so if you're able to remove cover for the heavy rail rifle suits, that might be a little bit better. But yeah, they're already twin linked too, so there's not a huge application for the marker lights aside from increasing ballistic skill a little bit and removing cover, particularly against vehicles. I think that's helpful. Hidden Observers. All Pathfinder teams in this formation have the Infiltrate and Shrouded special role. They lose this if they move from their starting location for any reason or fire with something other than their marker lights. So, I'm not moving my Pathfinders around a lot to begin with, so that's not really a big deal. And then dedicated support units. So that is nice, so that they're shrouded. So that's shrouded at not a very high cost, and I like that. Dedicated support units. The broadside unit in this formation can provide, or the broadside units in this formation can provide supporting fire to the Pathfinder teams of this formation at any range, as long as it does not exceed their weapon's maximum range. So that's pretty good. Although, the Pathfinders, if they get charged, they're still going to die. But you can get some extra shots in on them, so that's nice. Unit of 4 Piranhas. One of these units has to include only a single Piranha, and this is designated as a target acquisition team, which has a special rule that at the start of your shooting phase, you can pick an enemy unit that is within 36 inches of the target acquisition team. And in the same line of, or in their line of sight, all Piranhas from the formation, including the target acquisition team, add 1 to their ballistic skill if they shoot at the unit in the shooting phase, and also have the Tank Hunter special rule if the target unit is a vehicle. So that's pretty good. Of course, the weakness there is that you have this 1 Piranha that's very susceptible to being shot at. That makes that rule go away if it dies. So there's that. But while that Piranha's alive, that's pretty nice. That makes Piranhas with fusion blasters more effective. But really the shining part of this formation is rearm and refuel. If all of the surviving models from a unit in this formation are within 6 inches of the table edge at the end of their movement phase, the unit can enter ongoing reserves. When it returns to play, it does so at full strength, meaning at the original model count, with any damage repaired and drones and seeker missiles replaced. So you can basically have a big unit of piranhas and have it get whittled down to one guy, have it jump off the board, and then come back next turn with all those piranhas back in your army, and that's really appealing. It doesn't say what counts as losing a drone. So I wonder if you detach drones from piranhas in this formation, and they go off and do something, and then you have that piranha jump off and then jump back on. If you get 2 more drones, so that's a question that I would have there. But the seeker missile thing is also really nice. Not that I would recommend putting seeker missiles on your piranhas normally, but if you did, basically having refillable seeker missiles is not a bad thing at all. So I think this formation is actually pretty good, especially with some of the ways that you can use piranhas to control your opponent's movement, especially with how fast they are and their ability to carry fusion blasters. This could be an interesting thing. We could see some interesting army lists with this formation. Next formation, 3 units of Ghostkeels. It has a coordinated attack special rule. It says, in the shooting phase, add 1 to the ballistic skill of a Ghostkeel from this formation if it shoots at a unit that has already been shot at this phase by another Ghostkeel from the formation. So that's good. Network stealth field. Any friendly unit with the Tau Empire faction, notably not part of this, doesn't have to be part of this contingent or anything like that. Any Tau Empire unit within 12 inches of 2 or more units from this formation has the stealth special rule. If they already have stealth, they get shrouded. If they have stealth then shrouded, well, then nothing happens, but still, you're handing out stealth and or shrouded to units, which is pretty nice. Phantom charge. Enemy units cannot make overwatch attacks against a unit from this formation that is within 6 inches of another unit from this formation when the overwatch attack would be made. So not that you're going to really be charging a whole lot of things that would be making overwatch attacks against you with Ghostkeels, but that's nice. That's fine. I'll take that over not having that. This is kind of interesting. You could be handing out, stealth or shrouded to all sorts of units. If you want to take 3 Ghostkeels to begin with, that is a point investment. You're probably going to have to make some choices about what else you want in your army if you're going to be doing that. But, that's cool. Next one is a Devilfish, and then 3 units of Skyrays. So lots of Skyrays, and then a Devilfish. It has command override, which says the Skyray gunships within 12 inches of the Devilfish in the shooting phase can fire any number of the remaining seeker missiles, so they can move and shoot all their missiles if they want. That's helpful. Early warning, as long as the Devilfish is not destroyed, all units in the Sky Sweep Missile Defense formation receive a 5-up cover save against shooting attacks made from flyers, super air flyers, flying monsters creatures, and flying gargantuan creatures. So that's decent. This is a way to get a lot of Skyrays into your Dawn Blade Contingent if you want it, but really I don't see this being useful, and there's a huge investment in Skyrays, and then you have the stupid Devilfish that's just going to die right away. So yeah, that one not a fan. The next one is kind of funny. It's Ethereal Council. 3 to 7 Ethereals, including if you want Anvar and She. They are fearless. They count as a single unit and are no longer independent characters. Their failure is not an option special rule. Is extended 24 inches instead of 12. And if there's at least 2 ethereals left in this unit, the invocation of the elements applies all 4 rules as opposed to just 1. So that's nice, but you have a unit of poorly armed and unarmed, basically, and poorly armored ethereals running around. They're not going to last long. So there's that. But you for 150 points, you can be handing out all 4 invocation elements. Yeah, so I don't think the Ethereal Council is going to get a lot of play because of that. The next formation is 4 or more units of drones. They have the collective targeting data special rule, which just says that drones, including ones that are not in this formation, add 1 to their ballistic skill if 2 units from this formation are on the battlefield. So that's kind of nice if you have a lot of drones that are kind of spread out across different units, particularly marker light drones. That could be helpful. But realistically, you still have to have 4 units of just drones running or in your army list, and at least 2 of them have to just kind of be running around, which is weird. All drones in this formation have the interceptor, jinked outflank, precision shots, and split fire special rules. So you could do some kind of interesting things with like assassination gun drone squadrons where they come in off the side or deep strike as normal, and can take out like sergeants and stuff. But I wouldn't really invest too heavily in that strategy. Second to last formation that we found out about today is 3 units of Riptides. And this one I think is actually maybe the best of the auxiliary that we know about so far. Coordinated attack special rule. In the shooting phase, add 1 to the ballistic skill of a Riptide from this formation if it shoots at a unit that has already been shot at this phase by another Riptide in the formation. So that's nice. Relieves your need for marker lights a little bit, and is good. Networked reactors. Each Riptide from this formation that is within 6 inches of another Riptide from the formation can re-roll failed Nova Reactor attempts. That's awesome. Basically, it's the Earthcast Pilot Array in some ways for everyone without the side effects. So I really like that special rule. Riptide Hailfire. Once per battle, this formation can make a Riptide Hailfire attack. If it does so, any units from this formation that did not move in their movement phase can shoot twice in their shooting phase, making each attack at a different target if desired. Carry out the shooting attacks separately, one after the other. The units cannot move in the assault phase of the same turn. If a model uses Ripple Fire in the turn in which it makes a Riptide Hailfire attack, it can fire the relevant weapon 4 times rather than twice. So that's really good. Yeah, so if you're going to take 2 Riptides, I think this really puts the pressure on you to take 3 Riptides instead. And it really makes them a lot more effective. Not only do you get that potential 2 shooting in 1 turn type thing, but you also have a much better chance of actually making your Nova Charge rolls, which is the built-in weakness of Riptides, right? So you're mitigating that and making them stronger at the same time. I really like that. So I think this is the star of the auxiliary formations. Conversely, the ugly stepchild is the 3 Razor Shark formation. It says in the shooting phase, add 1 to the ballistic skill of all models in this formation shooting at flyers or whatever, basically just flyers. Okay, great. Hyperlink drone network. As long as at least 1 mile from this formation is on the battlefield, then you can add D3 marker lights to whatever enemy units you want at the beginning of the shooting phase. So that's nice. Free marker lights are great, but it's not worth bringing 3 Razor Sharks for. And then Skywatch. Units from this formation automatically enter play from reserves without a dice roll being made if there's any enemy flyers on the board. So great. They're still Razor Sharks. They're still not good. Don't take this formation. Take Riptides instead. So basically, I think that a Hunter cadre and a Riptide formation are really the ways to go, is really the way to go with this. And then you can just add some marker lights and make up for the fact that you don't have coordinated firepower like the Hunter Contingent. So I think this is an awesome formation. I'm really excited for the full set of rules to come out. Of course, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thanks for watching and happy wargaming.